it's Anna, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing my August TBR. I figure if I upload it, I might actually, stick to it, but I don't hold much hope. So, let's just get into it. Sorry about all my bedding, I'm just beyond caring right now. So, the first book that I'm hoping to actually read in August is The Fate of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. It is the third and final book in the Tearling series. I just want to get out of the way, but I'm not looking forward to it at the same time, which is difficult. So the basic story is about a girl named Kelsey who is the heir to the throne of the Tearling. On her 19th birthday, she is picked up by the Queen's Guard, who have to take her to the capital city so she can be crowned. And along the way, people try to kill her. And when she gets there, she finds a kingdom in ruin, and she's inherited this delightful situation from her mother and her uncle, who was regent. So basically nothing works at all. There's no proper tax system, there's no hygiene, there's no proper medical, nothing. It's all shit. And they also are forced to send tribute to the neighbouring kingdom, and Kelsey doesn't really like that and puts a stop to it. So the threat of war. There is a bit of magic in it. It's not super in your face. Kelsey actually does have to deal with a kingdom in ruins. She has to try and rebuild it, and she can't just go click and wave a magic wand and it's fixed. So the first book is fantastic. I do have to say there are trigger warnings in this series, but pretty much everything. What I like about it is it doesn't shy away from all the horrible, terrible stuff that comes along with a kingdom that doesn't work. That's, they've lost a war, they have to send tribute. It doesn't shy away from the harsh realities, and I really appreciated that. On the same note, it's a very heavy series. It's emotionally draining, so I've been putting off reading the final one. So yeah, hopefully we'll get it out of the way. My next book is A Reaper at the Gates by Sparta here. It is the third in the Ember in the Ashes quartet, which means there's still one more to go, and it's a year away before it's published. Lord preserve me. Yeah, so An Ember in the Ashes is about a girl sorry. An Ember in the Ashes is about a girl called Leia, who joins the scholar resistance against the Martial Empire after her brother is arrested for treason. She agrees to go undercover at Blackcliff Academy to spy on the Commandant in exchange for the resistance helping her break her brother out of prison. Blackcliff Academy is where the Martial Empire trains their elite soldiers called masks, because they wear masks. And our other main character is Elias, and he's about to graduate. He's top of his class, and he's also about to defect. He is planning to run away. Fate steps in and stops him, however, or as I like to call them, the red-eyed bastards, which you'll understand if you've read any of it. And he ends up actually in a competition to become the next emperor. So lots happening. Resistance, oppressive empire, Yep, it's all happening. I gave 5 out of, like the original, the first 2 books I gave, the first 2 books I gave 5 out of 5 stars to both of them, because they were both fantastic. So, the next 2 books are the second and third books in the Themis Files trilogy. So, Waking Gods and Only Human. Sorry, I'm putting a break there so I can put my pictures up. Like one after the other. By Sylvain Neuvel. I loved the first book. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. It's about, well, primarily it's about a few different people, but it's about a girl called Rose who falls into a hole when she's like a kid, and you know, the people kind of look in and go, oh no, a girl has fallen, and she is lying in the palm of a gigantic metal hand in a room full of like metal with inscriptions that glow. It clearly predates human civilization, so it is alien. 17 years later, Rose is now like a physicist, I believe, and she ends up being the leader of the team that is now researching the hand. You know, there are questions, you know, like its origin, are there more pieces to find, all that sort of thing. So I really loved it. I thought it was full of action and suspense, and I have very little to criticize about it. I think there's like one thing, and I will link a card up to my full review where I talk about that. So, next one on my TBR is Whole Metal Girls by Emily Skrutsky. Came out late July. It's about 2 girls who live on spaceships as part of a fleet. One's from the back end where the poor people live, called Aisha, and the other one's from the front end, and her name is Key. And both of them end up becoming kind of like giant robot warrior things. They get this armor, like it's called Scalar armor. Oh, like I get it, skeleton, Scalar. Anyway, it gets like attached to the outside of them, and it you know, and in exchange for that, they get money for their families. But most people from the rich part of the fleet wouldn't even dream of doing this, on account of a lot of people don't actually make it through the operation. So, yeah, the Key from the front of the fleet doesn't actually know how or why she's here, and now like a giant robot warrior woman. So she's trying to work that out, and underlying it all is a rebellion. So, rebellion in space with like giant robot warrior people. So, the next one I hope to read is Grayson Fury by Tracy Banghart. This came out, well, the Kindle one came out like the 26th of July. I didn't write down what the damn names were. I'll just find out. Because nobody wants to hear me go, this girl and that girl and whatever. I can find it. What's it called? Is it called? Grayson Fury. Have I even downloaded it? Apparently not. Oh. Good job. It's on the... No. This is ridiculous. I think I, like, broke my Kindle. Not really. I just upset it. A lot. No, no. 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 That one. I'll get there eventually. Maybe not. So I'll just sit here and go. Alright, let's try again. Serena Nomi. Okay, I've got it. Don't panic. Don't panic, guys. I've got it. Alright, so next one I hope to read is Grayson Fury by Tracy Banghart. Came out fairly recently, end of July, like the 26th or something for Kindle. It is about two sisters called Serena, who's the elder one, and Nomi, who's obviously the young one. They live in a world where women don't have any rights, like at all. And Serena has trained, like, I don't know, her whole life or something, to be a Grace. A Grace is like the perfect example of a woman, and one of these Graces will be like chosen to be the like concubine or the consort or something of like the heir to the throne, so the prince or whatever you want to call him. So yeah, however, when they get to the palace, because Nomi comes along for whatever reason, the prince is actually interested in Nomi, not Serena. So when Nomi's kind of secret is revealed, whatever that may be, which is probably something to do with, rebellion and against patriarchy or something, Serena takes the fall. So Serena is sent off to an island where she has to fight to the death. And Nomi has to take her sister's place. She has to become a Grace and hopefully use her position and her power to have her sister released. But she has to do it quickly, otherwise her sister will die. Oh no. She better be quick. Anyway, so the next book that I want to read is called Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. It is a Rumpelstiltskin retelling, and I love retellings. So it's about a girl called Miriam. Her father is a moneylender, but he's not a very good one because he kind of lets people keep the money that they owe him. Whoops. But he's very kind, so that's alright. When Miriam is old enough, she goes out and, makes everybody pay up. And yeah, I don't know, somebody gives her money, I think, and, she, I don't know. But yeah, the people basically whisper that, she's got this gift, she can turn silver into gold, it's amazing, and that kind of attracts the attention of something in the woods, some sort of creature who wants to use her gift, if you will. If you will is apparently the phrase of the month for me, so I apologise. Yeah, apparently the challenge that this thing in the woods issues will change the fate of the kingdom, so gotta up the stakes. So I'm looking forward to it. It is also the, I believe, the book of the month for a book club that I've started following that like runs here in Australia, called The Name of the Book. I know 2 people who like are in charge or whatever, Piera from Piera Ford and Katrina from Little Book Owl. I think there are a couple others, but I don't know who they are. And I have got to the point where I just wing these videos pretty much, because otherwise I sound really uptight and like I have no real opinions, I am reciting information, I am the most boring person to listen to. So yeah, to have a more conversational tone, I have lost some of my research, like obsessive factual information abilities. I don't know, I'm rambling now. My final 2 books are both arcs. The first one is called Mirage by Sumaya Dowd. I'll be a picture. Basically, the girl whose name I can't remember. Let's try again. So the next 2 books on my list are arcs that I received from NetGalley in exchange for an honest review. The first is called Mirage by Sumaya Dowd. Whatever. It's about a girl called Amani who dreams of adventure and writes poetry and, you know, lives in this space empire that's ruled by not very nice people. Adventure does find Amani, just not quite how she planned. She basically gets abducted, taken to the royal palace, and told that she has to be like a body double for the cruel, heartless, half-Vathek princess who everyone hates. So basically, she needs a body double because everyone's trying to kill her. If Amani ever wants to see her family again, she has to play the part to perfection. And, well, she figures while she's there, she may as well enjoy, you know, the palace and hanging out with the prince and whatever else, like the fiancé. Yeah. Drama in space. The next book is called Beneath the Citadel by Destiny's Ryer. It is about a girl called Casa. Comes out in September, I think. Sorry. It's about a girl called Casa, and she is the daughter of rebels. So, the place where they live has been ruled by, for thousands of years or something, by infallible prophecies. Like a decade or something ago, the last infallible prophecy came to pass, and after it did, everything went, like, to ruin. People, like, were like, what do we do? And there were murders, there was rebellion, all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, Casa is the daughter of some of those original rebels, and she kind of decides that she is gonna take after her parents and bring down, you know, the High Council or whatever they're called, who rule from behind the walls of the Citadel. So in the process, Casa and her friends have to find out the mystery and the secrets surrounding the last infallible prophecy. The problem is, by the time they work it out, it may be too late to save themselves and, you know, the entire world. So, stakes high. Yeah, and the final book on my list is called Afterworlds by Scott Westerfield. I'm hoping to read this for, I have started reading it, for Booktubeathon. It's about a girl called Darcy who writes like a YA paranormal book and then gets a publishing deal to like write the sequel, and she has enough money to live in New York for like 3 years if she just eats like noodles. So she plans to do that instead of going to university. And the other parallel story is about Lizzie, who is actually the character in her book. So it's kind of interspersed with like chapters from the book, and then we like from Lizzie's perspective. So Lizzie has survived a shooting, like a terrorist attack at an airport, and she kind of wills herself to death so she doesn't get killed. And she finds herself kind of like in the afterlife, but she's not dead. Anyway, there's a hot guy who is like her guide, and I'm a bit unclear about the story apart from one, like the main character's a writer and her main character willed herself into the afterlife. So I'm still looking forward to it. It's for a challenge, and no, I didn't talk about it in my video because I hadn't bought the book yet. But the challenge was to read a book about something that you want to do, and I would really like to will myself into the afterlife. No, I actually want to write young adult fiction, like pretty much every other booktuber ever, but you know, gotta have dreams. Anyway, so if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe below. If you want notifications for future videos, hit the little bell thingy. Again, thank you for watching, and I sincerely hope to see you again. Bye.